What is up, guys? I'm the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh.
And today we are answering your questions and
In another installment of
for the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what the Vinlandstis did. He asks, since you said that you don't think that Warhammer 40K is going to get a new faction, we said no new Xenos faction, do you think they could add a unit of mercenaries that could ally with anyone?
Well, the Imperium already doesn't like to ally with the Xenos, so that's kind of wishy-washy right there. But what do you think?
So I don't think like how you said that they're gonna create a miscellaneous faction where somebody can you can just take those and put them wherever, because that's kind of what the Crude are. That's kind of what the what are the Dark Eldar things, the snake people.
It's like Slinth.
Something like that, yeah. That's what those guys are. But really, like, what Xenos faction is missing from Warhammer 40K, and I think the answer to that is an elite Xenos faction that can regenerate.
I didn't even think about that.
Wounds. Because the big problem right now is that if you have 30 boys and you have weapons that do multiple wounds, it doesn't mean shit. Like, because each boy only has one wound, so as soon as the gun fires, it kills the boy instantly, and all those extra wounds just go to waste. That's the problem with elite battle or armies, where like if you have one unit and it has, or one model and it has 30 wounds, there's a gun that can inflict 30 wounds. Well,
not.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I think that if they created a Xenos army like the Rat Ghoul who could regenerate, that would be really badass. So make the Rat Ghoul like units of 5 or 10. No, 5 would be best. And then have them with a bunch of wounds, and then they could just regenerate those wounds.
So you're saying something similar to the Necrons in their I will be back kind of thing?
But better, yeah.
So then what's stopping somebody from playing a whole army of that?
Points would be really high.
Have them be really expensive.
That's why they're elite, yeah. That's why they're elite. Maybe the Rat Ghoul wouldn't be the best because the Rat Ghoul are kind of like Tyranids and they are best played in swarms. But I mean, there's so many different Xeno races out in the galaxy that we could create something like that. Mm-hmm. Bring back the Men of Iron and create elite robots like the Imperial Knights, but that can regenerate, that don't look like the Imperial Knights. Yeah, something like that. What do you think?
I'm still going to stick with my aquatic race. Finally, Age of Sigmar did it with their Ideneth Deepkin, I believe that's what they're called. And I just like the look of it. Now let's just futurize that. So have like octopus, shark things. And the real thing that I think would make this army unique would be like if they have an ability where they could just like flood the battlefield in water, and that would make units move less, or like a -1 to charge distance while they get like a +1 or something like that. Something where it has a whole battlefield effect.
What do you guys think? What Xenos faction would work best in the game?
Malau.
Next question.
So this one is by Brickcraft Productions. What if the Imperium had a successor emperor after the Horus Heresy? Well, there kind of was. So the whole plan during the Horus Heresy was to obviously kill off Chaos. Well, even before that, he wanted to unite the Imperium, finish the Webway, and have Magnus the Red sit on it, and then Man take over.
Yeah, well, even that was so. The Astronomicon was because the Golden Throne is The Golden Throne powers the Astronomicon, and it like keeps the Webway open. But like the whole idea was that humanity would be self-sufficient and they wouldn't need Space Marines. They wouldn't need the Emperor. They could do their own thing. So yeah. What was this question?
Do you think humanity had a successor to the Emperor?
Oh, and then that successor was Gilliman.
Or what about Malkador?
No, Malkador died right away.
Well, he died because of the sitting on the throne thing.
Yeah, but he was never going to be a successor. Or, well, he never became a successor. The successor was Gilliman. After the Emperor was in the Golden Throne, Gilliman took over, and like his position in the High Lords of Terra was Gilliman.
Right.
Like the.
But say he did. Let's say the Horus Heresy never happened.
Oh.
So the Emperor would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Space Marines would be gone. Primarchs would be gone too.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think the Emperor would still continue being the Emperor and leading humanity, or would he be like, nope, I give everything to like Malkador or this High Lord or something like that?
Yeah, he would just break it off into like I give it to the High Lords, because the High Lords would be like a not democratically elected organization, but it would be an organization like a council that could rule humanity, and then the Emperor would go trying to figure out how to destroy chaos.
Word
to the turdness. Next question comes from Dylan Reese. Can you do a video on the defense of a hive city? Yeah, we can. That sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. We'll add it to our to-do list.
Next question.
So this is by Declan Lewis. We kind of answered this a while back, but we'll answer it again. Could a Primarch be put into a Dreadnought, and how would that work? So Primarchs are bigger than regular Marines, so they'd have to create a bigger Dreadnought. There are Chapter Masters in Dreadnoughts, so that is a thing. They just got to create like a bigger version of it. But like we said before, Gilliman technically has a Dreadnought armor, because his armor acts as like a what's the word I'm looking here? Because his armor keeps him alive.
Oh, revivification.
That.
Revivification.
Yeah.
Suit.
So think of his armor as like a tiny Dreadnought.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Next question comes from Alucard Tepes. What's the bust / statue you guys always have in the table on the back? What statue? No, it's a piece of terrain that I'm gonna build. I actually got that from the thrift store, so I'm gonna convert it and make it look all
Gilliman like.
Cool. Yeah.
Dude, that's kind of what Gilliman looks like.
Yeah. Next question. You got one? Because if not, I'm going to talk about Event Horizon. Because I watched the movie Event Horizon. It was a comment that you guys, or it was a question that you guys had last week. And I watched Event Horizon on Hulu. And my God, that is 40K. Yeah, everything. I'm going to spoil. Are you going to watch it?
I'll watch it, but spoil it anyway.
So, like, the whole thing is, with Event Horizon, like, they invent the warp drive, basically. And they send out the first test spaceship into the warp, and it leaves for an X amount of time, and the government tells humanity that that ship was just destroyed. It was just like a failure. So they go, so another mission goes and they try to investigate what's going on, because they're getting signals from that warp ship. Well, it turns out that that ship came back from the warp, and now the entire ship is just demonic. It's basically a space Hulk, and they board it without knowing, and then it turns out that the main creator of the warp drive has been plagued by visions from chaos, and he becomes the, like, what are they called? Like a cultist leader for the ship, the Space Hulk, and then he tries to kill all of his people, or all the crew that went to go investigate. And then at the end, he just tries to open up the warp gate again and bring more chaos. Even at the end of the whole thing, they're asking, like, what is on the other side of the gate? And then he says,
dimension of pure chaos.
So, and then you see the pentagrams, you see, like, everything chaotic. Even the transformation of the creator of the warp drive, at the end of the movie, he looks like a chaos cultist. He has like the scars and all that kind of stuff. So very, very 40K-ish. I don't know if it was like directly influenced by 40K and they didn't want to say anything, but it seems likely. Anyways, next question.
Would you say it's a good movie? Or is it just like,
Well,
it's alright?
It's like a scary movie, so like if you're watching it to get scared, it's not good for you. It's a sci-fi movie, and I think because we enjoy 40K, we would enjoy that movie. A normal person probably wouldn't enjoy it.
What would you say it's closest to? Is it kind of like Aliens,
Kind of, yeah.
but with like chaos?
Yeah, there's some really stupid stuff. Yeah, but yeah, there's a situation where like one of the guys he's working on the ship and he gets bumped off of the ship, and you see him exit the planet, and then using his like air pressure thingy, he pushes himself back into the planet to work on the ship. Like, and you alone as an astronaut, even in your suit, entering the atmosphere, you would be dead. And like they never show him entering that way. But yeah, next question.
Noob Gamer. What would happen if the orcs found out that human blood is red? Because right now, they just busy killing them and not giving any thought whatsoever to the little humans.
They wouldn't care.
Because what does red mean? Oh, it goes faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Their bodies is made of going faster.
Yeah, that's not really how it works. I majored in colorification, and what you need to understand is that when orcs view a color, they like that color through their WAAAGH energy turns that thing into something, but they don't ride humans. So an orc seeing red blood wouldn't think, if I jump on this human, I could ride him faster.
Whoa. We're still not shit.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
So then, what happens? Are there any colorblind orcs?
Nope.
They all got 20/20 vision.
They all got 20/20. Last question. Make it a good one, people. Let's see. I have one from... That's not good.
That's not good.
It's really not a good one. You got one?
Okay, this is an interesting one. It's kind of long, but we'll get through it. Mr. Video Game. The tactic used in the Dark Eldar, the slow death of Gragas, can be used to lead the orcs to extinction. So, how come somebody doesn't do it? So this is what it is. The Cabal of the Poison Tongue comes into conflict with the orcs. Lady Aurelia Malice is incensed that mere barbarian pirates should deny her will. So she captures a muscle-bound orc Nob and instructs her poisoners to prepare a surprise for the Greenskins. Lady Malice then makes planetfall weeks later, fighting their way to the center of the orc capital and impale their barely living captive upon a half-built gargant. The corpse begins to shed millions of spores into the air, each of which bears a cargo of terrible toxins. As the infected spores corrupt the orcoid reproduction cycle, the population of Gragas grows weaker and weaker. When Malice returns, it is simply a matter of slaughtering the weakened survivors.
What was your question?
So how come they don't keep doing this to kill off the orcs? So basically what happened is the Dark Eldar made a poison, a toxin that afflicts the spores. So when these spores go out to reproduce, it makes weak orcs and you could kill them easier.
That's just time. They don't have the time or the energy to do that. You gotta remember that the Dark Eldar there's not that many of them. And there's thousands upon thousands of planets plagued with orcs. Imagine trying to get a hold of orcs entering a planet and leaving alive.
Yeah.
Tough luck.
Like, it worked in this instance, but to do this on a massive scale, yeah.
You're better off trying to count to 1 million. Those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below.
As always, be ready to get your answer questioned when you question your answer. Yes. What? Oh yeah, we get to these a few times a week, so if we didn't get to your question this time, keep on questioning away. Be sure to like questions that you guys like, so we can go up higher and we'll look at them first and answer them next.
This was Gershwin.
Sound Alchemist, and we are out.